Hello, everyone, and welcome to lesson 3 of module 1, which is the final lesson in this module. Now, my name is Elvis Okenwa, and I'll be taking you through the entire lessons and modules in this certification program. All right. Now, in this particular lesson, we're going to be looking at the different types of quizzes that we have. And also, we're going to be looking at those components that makes up a high converting quiz. All right. Now, let's start with the different types of quizzes that we have today. Now, the first one is the Buzzfeed-style quiz. We have the personality quiz, we have the IQ-based quiz, we have the product quiz, and we have the diagnostic quiz, also known as the I have a problem quiz. All right, and I'm gonna walk through each of them one after the other. All right. Now, to start off, we have the Buzzfeed-style quiz. Now, this kind of quizzes are very, enjoyable, entertaining. They're effective for reaching a broad range of audience. And they have the ability to become viral, and they also include that aspect of social sharing feature. All right. So, for example, if you look at the quiz, choose which Disney villain to kill off, and we'll guess your zodiac sign. This kind of a quiz has the potential to go viral. It's enjoyable, it's entertaining, it's colorful. And as well, upon getting the results, I may decide I want to share this with my social network. All right. So that is a Buzzfeed-style quiz. Other examples of Buzzfeed-style quizzes are, for example, what type of pizza are you? Which fictional Hogwarts house do you belong to? Take this quiz to find out, which career should you actually have. Take this quiz to find out. So those are examples of Buzzfeed-style quiz because they're enjoyable, they're fun, and they have the potential to go viral. And as well, you would like to share them on your social media platform when you do get the results. Now, the next I'm going to show you is the personality-style quiz. Now, the personality-style quiz, it's an interactive, kind of quiz or assessment that kind of offers participants insight into their own traits and characteristics. All right. So a personality quiz can range from an assessment, to a fun Buzzfeed-style quiz. All right. So if you take the example we have in here, what is your top business strength? This is more like an assessment. Upon completion, the quiz taker is going to find out what their top business strength is. So it kind of puts them into a bucket, and that is a personality style quiz. Now, some other examples of a personality style quiz includes, if it's a Buzzfeed font style, you're going to have something like, which font princess are you? Upon completion, you're going to have one of the fictional princesses as your persona. Another example is, what is your spirit animal? Upon completion, they're gonna the quiz taker is gonna put you into a bucket of what's your spirit animal is based on the answers you give in the questions in the quiz. Another example is, which famous historical figure are you? And also similar logic, and that is a personality style quiz. All right. Next is the IQ-based quiz. Now, for the IQ-based quiz, this kind of quizzes tap into one's desire to be knowledgeable and correct. So they're very useful for segmenting your audience and tailoring messages based on their knowledge level. In most cases, IQ-based quizzes are ideal for educational purposes. All right. So, for example, in here we have, how many of these words do you actually know? All right. Now, upon completion of this quiz, the quiz taker is going to find out if they know a lot of words, and based on that, the message will be tailored based on their knowledge of how many words they knew. Other examples of IQ-based quizzes, for example, is test your geography IQ, test your vocabulary IQ. Can you solve this maths problem? So all these examples of IQ-based quizzes, and as you can see, is ideal for educational quizzes. All right. Now, the next type of quiz I'm going to show you is the product style quiz. Now, the product style quizzes are perfect for e-commerce and info services that have a wide range of products or service. So it kind of guides the visitors to the most suitable product for them based on the answers they give to the question in your quiz. And that way they get instant feedback, and product offer when they're ready to buy. And that eliminates the need for them to wait for your response, because it automatically directs them to the product most suitable. So if you take, for example, this quiz, what kind of car should you buy? Take the quiz to find out what is perfect for you. Upon completion of this quiz, based on the answers, the quiz taker gives the questions. You're going to direct them to one of, let's say, the cars you have, in store that you think is suitable for them. And that way, automatically they get a product recommendation without having to wait for your response. They get it instantly via your quiz. Now, other examples of product quizzes is, for example, find your perfect skincare routine. That's also a product quiz. Upon completion, they'll be sent to a product. Which fitness equipment is right for you? Upon completion, they'll be sent to a fitness equipment that the business is selling. Discover your perfect home decor style, following the same logic. All right. Now, the next we're going to look at is a diagnostic style quiz, also known as "Do I have a problem?" Now this kind of quiz is perfect for identifying potential problems and offering immediate solutions. All right. They're also very beneficial for B2B purposes, and it helps you pre-qualify leads as they progress through the sales funnel. So, for example, could you be suffering from adrenal fatigue? Upon completion of this quiz, based on the answers to the question, the quiz taker is going to be diagnosed if they are suffering from adrenal fatigue or not. All right. So, like I said, it's beneficial for B2B. It can also be used for B2C. But it basically identifies a problem and, proposes a solution. All right. So some other examples of diagnostic quiz we have is your website optimized for SEO? Take this quiz to find out. Do you have what it takes to succeed in business? Take this quiz to find out. All right. So all this quiz titles, you can see they're all diagnostic, because upon completion, the quiz taker is going to be told if, for example, their website is optimized or if they have what it takes to succeed in business. All right. Now let's look at the let's look at some tips. I think I have about 7 in here. Some tips for creating a high converting quiz. All right. So the first tip for creating a high converting quiz is know your target audience. Now, before you even start thinking about creating your own quiz, it's very important and essential that you determine exactly who your target audience is. You need to think about the kind of person you want to draw in with your quiz and how you can help with some of the issues and problems that they are having. You can start by pinpointing all the needs people you intend to target have, and then consider how your business or your product can help them fulfill those needs or achieve their goals. So when creating a quiz, it's important to define your target audience for 3 main reasons. First, so you can pick the out relevant quiz title or the quiz hook. The second is so you can address your audience directly once you know exactly what their need and problems are. And lastly, so you know where to reach your audience after publishing your quiz. Are they most vibrant on Facebook, on LinkedIn? Are they most vibrant on Quora? Do they use TikTok, Instagram, and so on? All right. So that is the first tip for creating a very high converting quiz. Know your audience, your target audience. Now, the second tip is determine the end goal. All right. So what is the main goal of your quiz? Right. Determine the main goal. So what is the main goal of your quiz? What do you expect your quiz to lead to? You may simply want to educate your quiz takers or to get them to convert in some way, either by signing up for your email list, buying a product, inquiring about a personalized service you're offering. It's really important that you work out these steps before actually using the quiz maker to build your quiz. All right. Now, in order to create a quality lead engaging quiz, you need to know the kind of journey you're going to lead your quiz takers on. Not only does having an end goal enable you convert participants, it also enables you to convert the right participants. Those are people who want to buy your product or service. Now, I'm going to give you an example. We have Cavallo, horse and riders. The end goal of their quiz, so their quiz was titled, "Are you taking proper care of your horse?" All right. Now, their end goal was to grow their email list while educating, a new market. So they decided to share some of the benefits of using hoof boots instead of horseshoes in order to educate their target audience, which horse owners, and try to persuade them that hoof boots might be a better fit for their horse. The result Cavallo Horse and Riders succeeded in building was an email list of about 20,500 horse enthusiasts interested in improving their horse care. All right. So determine what is your end goal. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to sell a product? Do you want to educate your audience? Do you want them to join your email list? So what is the end goal? That needs to be determined before you even start creating your quiz. So that is the second tip for creating a high-converting quiz. The third one is make the questions very easy to follow. Ensure that your quiz questions are easy to understand and answer. So try to opt for straightforward formats or questions that require minimal cognitive efforts from participants. So yes or no questions, or those requiring brief responses, they tend to perform best, as they streamline the quiz taker process and kind of minimize participants' confusion. It gives them a flow and momentum when they're taking your quiz. All right, so make the questions very easy to follow. That is the third tip. Now, the fourth tip is don't reinvent the wheel. All right, please don't reinvent the wheel. Rather than trying to reinvent the wheels, study quizzes that have demonstrated high performance and engagement. Analyze successful templates, and approaches, including proven strategies provided by reputable sources. Now, by emulating effective quiz structures and content, you can increase the likelihood of your quiz being a success rather than trying to reinvent the wheel. All right. Now, the next tip is be compliant, obviously. Now, if you plan to advertise your quiz, now this is very important. If you plan to advertise your quiz on social media platforms, now ensuring compliance, with your quiz, that's by ensuring that you comply with the guidelines of the advertising platform and adhere to the policies, that will help maintain integrity of your quiz campaign and prevent potential issues or penalties like your, ad account platform getting blocked. All right. So try to be very compliant, especially if you're going to use advertising platform. You're going to run traffic from ad platforms to your quiz. Now, lastly, write about something that you enjoy. Choose a quiz topic that aligns with your interest and your experience or your expertise. So writing about subjects that you enjoy not only enhances your enthusiasm, and creativity, but it also allows you to leverage your knowledge effectively. Your own genuine passion for the topic can shine through the quiz content. And that way it will resonate more deeply with your participants because, it's coming from deep within. All right. So write about something that you really, really enjoy. That is the last tip I have for you today. Okay. Now, this will be the final lesson in this module. After this lesson, you will be presented with an assessment to basically gauge your understanding of the 3 lessons that we've gone through. And upon completion, you can then progress to the next module. All right. Have a nice day and see you in the next module. Bye-bye.